A will whose maxims necessarily harmonize with the laws of autonomy is a wholly, absolutely good will. Man has his own inclinations and a natural will, which in his actions, by means of his free choice, he follows and directs. There can be nothing more dreadful than that the actions of one man should be subject to the will of another. Hence, no abhorrence can be more natural than that which a man has for slavery. Everything good that is not based on a morally good disposition, however, is nothing but pretense and glittering misery. Through laziness and cowardice, a large part of mankind, even after nature has freed them from alien guidance, gladly remain immature. Reason in a creature is a faculty of widening the rules and purposes of the use of all its powers far beyond natural instinct. It acknowledges no limits to its projects. Reason itself does not work instinctively, but requires trial, practice, and instruction in order gradually to progress from one level of insight to another. We see that scattered through space out to infinite distances, there exist similar systems of stars. One cannot suppress a certain indignation when one sees men's actions on the great world stage and finds, beside the wisdom that appears here and there among individuals, everything in the large woven together from folly, childish vanity, even from childish malice and destructiveness. Morality is thus the relation of actions to the autonomy of the will, that is, to a possible giving of universal law through its maxims. Their analogy with our own system of stars. By a lie, a man throws away and, as it were, annihilates his dignity as a man. Dare to think. Whereas the beautiful is limited, the sublime is limitless, so that the mind, in the presence of the sublime, attempting to imagine what it cannot, has pain in the failure, but pleasure in contemplating the immensity of the attempt. Seek not the favor of the multitude. It is seldom got by honest and lawful means, but seek the testimony of few, and number not voices, but weigh them. Out of the crooked timber of humanity, no straight thing was ever made. The death of dogma is the birth of morality. But only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows. Space and time are the framework within which the mind is constrained to construct its experience of reality. Have patience a while. Slanders are not long-lived. Truth is the child of time. Ere long, she shall appear to vindicate thee. Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. Sapere aude, have the courage to use your own intelligence. How then is perfection to be sought, wherein lies our hope, in education and in nothing else? There is something splendid about innocence, but what is bad about it in turn is that it cannot protect itself very well and is easily seduced. Treat people as an end, and never as a means to an end. In all judgments by which we describe anything as beautiful, we allow no one to be of another opinion. Enlightenment is man's emergence from his self-incurred immaturity. Marriage is the union of two people of different sexes with a view to the mutual possession of each other's sexual attributes for the duration of their lives. An action, to have moral worth, must be done from duty. Two things fill the mind with ever new and increasing admiration and awe, the oftener and the more steadily we reflect on them: the starry heavens above and the moral law within. But though all our knowledge begins with experience, it by no means follows that all arises out of experience. Prudence reproaches, conscience accuses. It is therefore correct to say that the senses do not err, not because they always judge rightly, but because they do not judge at all. There is needed, no doubt, a body of servants, ministerium, of the invisible church, but not officials, officiales, in other words, teachers, but not dignitaries, because in the rational religion of every individual, there does not yet exist a church as a universal union. The light dove, cleaving the air in her free flight and feeling its resistance, might imagine that its flight would be still easier in empty space. Even philosophers will praise war as ennobling mankind, forgetting the Greek who said war is bad, in that it begets more evil than it kills. In the metaphysical elements of aesthetics, the various non-moral feelings are to be made use of. In the elements of moral metaphysics, the various moral feelings of men, according to the differences in sex, age, education, and government, of races and climates, are to be employed.